The country is commemorating National Down Syndrome Day that comes months after the launch of a special Barbie doll in April. It aimed to allow more children with the condition to see themselves reflected in the brand, promoting empathy and understanding through play. It's an effort to push for representation and to eradicate, that is, the stigma about the condition and other disabilities in the country. But what's the significance of the doll for individuals with Down syndrome and their families? For more on this, I'm joined by the Down Syndrome South Africa's Executive Director, Ansela Ramjas. Ansela, thank you very much for your time and thank you for joining us at ENCA. But firstly, let's maybe look at the significance of Down Syndrome Day in its entirety. Maybe educate our viewers just on the importance of the day itself.
Okay, so Down Syndrome, National Down Syndrome Awareness Day was actually given to us by our late President, Mr. Nelson Mandela. It's a day used to educate the wider public as well as families who are raising children with Down syndrome, but it's also an opportunity to celebrate the lives and the various achievements of persons with Down syndrome.
And thank you. Now we understand, of course, there is this doll that was launched in April. Maybe also the importance of this very doll. What's the significance of the doll for individuals with Down syndrome?
As an organization that works with families who are raising children with Down syndrome as well as for persons with Down syndrome, we are extremely excited about the release of the new Barbie doll with Down syndrome. It's a very powerful symbol of inclusivity and representation. It actually gives a true reflection of the world that we live in today. For the first time, children who interact and play with the doll will actually be able to see themselves represented in the new Barbie doll, but as well have a sense that they now belong and there's inclusion and that they are going to be growing up in a world that is going to include them.
And then when you look at the doll itself and just the people that are supposed to be receiving it, it's 6 months down the line since the launch of the doll in April. How is it being received?
Well, the doll wasn't officially released in South Africa. It only recently hit the stores. It was released in other parts of the world early April. And reports from the other parts of the world is that the doll was very well received. We have still yet to gauge what the impact will be in terms of here in South Africa.
And you mentioned that it's recently released in South Africa. Maybe more details on that and where people at home watching can access and buy the doll itself.
Well, the doll has been released in Toys R Us and Toy Kingdom, and it is also available online to take a lot. We were fortunate enough to be donated with some Barbie dolls by Barbie SA, which we're going to hand out for the first time tomorrow to the families that are attending our awareness event. And I'm so excited to see what the reaction would be amongst the younger children as we hand them the dolls.
I'm very excited myself, but is there a difference from the traditional Barbie doll that we know and this now recently launched and released in South Africa doll?
Yes, there is. So if you are accustomed to the Barbie doll, you'll see that the Barbie doll with Down syndrome is much shorter in stature. The facial features are much subtle. So you'll see that the doll has almond-shaped eyes. You'll see the flat nasal bridge, small ears, and then obviously, which is not something that is commonly practiced in South Africa, but you'll see that the doll has braces.
And just maybe my parting question, and an important one, just a message to those people watching at home and our viewers on just the importance of National Down Syndrome Day itself, but just around this time. What would you say to people at home in the treatment of people with Down syndrome even?
I would say that they need to be informed about what Down syndrome is, not be misguided by the perception that surrounds the condition. A lot of people are still under the impression that persons with Down syndrome cannot achieve much in their lives, and yet they are breaking boundaries on a daily basis. So I would encourage them to get to know individuals with Down syndrome, to see their potential, to embrace their abilities, and I think we can do it with this Barbie doll. we can empower and educate people in the communities to accept people with disabilities.
Empower and educate, very important indeed. Ansela Ramjas, thank you very much for your time. That was the Down Syndrome South Africa Executive Director, Ansela Ramjas.